This is Dena. Welcome to the den. What, too much? Well, clearly it's summer, the season of big blockbuster movies. But you know, it wasn't always like that. There was a time when studios would just stick whatever movies they didn't think would do well into the theaters in the summertime. But that all changed in 1975 with a little movie called Jaws. The movie was groundbreaking for many reasons, which I'll get into later, but for now, check it out. Welcome to Amity Island, where currently there is a late-night beach party going on. A couple of kids hit it off, and despite being falling down drunk, they decide to go for a swim.
Where are we going?
Swimming!
I'm going! I'm definitely coming!
Or rather, the girl does. The guy just follows her because he wants to see her boobs. Yeah, swimming out to the middle of the ocean in the middle of the night while drunk off your ass is not the best idea. As they're about to find out. Well, the girl finds out. The guy is no help at all, to say the least.
Not the prettiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
The next day, Brody, the new police chief in town, is notified of the girl's disappearance and goes out to investigate. Her remains are found.
Oh, Jesus.
We never really get to see them, but you can tell by everyone's reactions that it's not pretty. Discovering that the death was due to a shark attack, Brody takes action and closes the beach.
For the Amity PD.
Or tries to, and is stopped by the mayor. And the coroner, who has conveniently changed his mind about the cause of the girl's death.
That's not what you told me over the phone.
I was wrong. We'll have to amend our reports.
And you'll stand by that?
I'll stand by you.
I don't think you appreciate the gut reaction people have to these things. It's all psychological. You yell barracuda. Everybody says, huh? What? You yell shark. We've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July.
The thing about Amity is that it's a summer town. It basically thrives off the money it makes from beachgoers. Closing the beach during the busiest day of the year would be cutting off the town's main source of income. Now, I don't mean to sound like I'm defending the mayor. I mean, clearly he's a jerk. But I don't think he's the evil incarnate people make him out to be. I think in the end he does have the town's best interest in mind. But he clearly has his head in the sand. And that doesn't make him evil, just short-sighted. Brody reluctantly goes along with it, but he watches the swimmers with a lot of concern.
In that garbage truck next to the office. He's got to be moved. So what I need is a red zone. It's a simple thing you can take care of. You've got to.
The scene is only mildly tense until a dog disappears.
Pippin!
Poor Pippin.
Pippin!
And a familiar tune creeps in. And suddenly a kid's being eaten. Holy shit! All the parents rush in to grab their kids and pull them out of the water. Except for this poor woman.
Alex Kintner is the kid who was missing at the beach.
A $3,000 bounty is put on the shark's head, and Chief Brody is having the beach closed. For 24 hours.
I didn't agree to that.
Damn that mayor!
Only 24 hours.
But the people don't want the beach closed at all, so chaos ensues. Until...
I value my neck a lot more than $3,000, Chief. I'll find him for 3, but I'll catch him and kill him for 10. And you gotta make up your minds. You wanna stay alive and ante up? You wanna play it cheap? Be on welfare the whole winter.
Thank you very much, Mr. Quint. We'll take it under advisement.
Mr. Mayor, Chief, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, don't worry. We'll be seeing Quint again. Brody does some research on sharks, and it doesn't exactly help to put him at ease. Or his wife.
Michael! Did you hear your father? Out of the water now!
Well, then, can you tell me if there's a good restaurant or hotel on the island?
You walk straight ahead.
They're all gonna die.
Hold up out here.
Who are you?
Matt Hooper. I'm from the Oceanographic Institute.
So there are basically 3 main characters in this movie, and the third one just showed up.
The height and weight of the victim can only be estimated from the partial remains. The torso has been severed in mid-thorax. There are no major organs remaining. May I have a glass of water, please? Right arm has been severed above the elbow with massive tissue loss in the upper musculature. The left arm, head, shoulders, sternum, and portions of the rib cage are intact. Do not smoke in here. Thank you very much. This is what happens.
By the way, Jaws is a great example of a movie that implies a lot while actually showing very little. Whenever people tell me that a movie has to be rated R just to get scares, I always want to smack them upside the head, sit them down, and make them watch Jaws. It was actually rated PG. Granted, there was no PG-13 rating at the time, and if there was, it probably would have gotten that. But it's clearly not an R-rated movie, and it still scared the hell out of people. Anyway.
Well, this is not a boat accident. It wasn't any propeller, it wasn't any coral reef, and it wasn't Jack the Ripper. It was a shark.
A little bit, please. I want to get a picture of the guy with the fish.
Well, damn, that was quick. Short movie. Nah, just kidding. Yeah, Quint does not look like someone who missed an opportunity. He knows better.
Yeah, but what kind? What kind of shark?
It's a tiger shark.
Dumbass says what?
A what?
But in all seriousness, Hooper has bad news.
Now, I'm not saying that this is not the shark. It probably is, Martin. It probably is. It's a man-eater. It's extremely rare for these waters. But the fact is that the bite radius on this animal is different than the wounds on the victim.
The mayor isn't too big on the idea of the shark being dissected publicly, and he makes a good point.
Or the place to perform some kind of a half-assed autopsy on a fish. And I am not going to stand here and see that thing cut open and see that little Kentner boy spill out all over the dock.
But then the mother of the boy victim shows up and...
Brody?
Yes?
You knew it. You knew there was a shark out there. You knew it was dangerous. But you let people go swimming anyway. My boy is dead. I wanted you to know that.
Poor Brody, he did not need that. I mean, here he is, being the only person who really knows who the killer is, and when he tries to do something about it, no one will listen to him. But then he gets blamed for the murders, and... Wait, what movie am I talking about?
Death has come to your little town, Sheriff. You can either ignore it, or you can help me to stop it.
All right, I'll stay with you tonight. Just in the chance that you're right. And if you are right, damn you for letting him go.
Jesus, does everything remind me of Halloween? That is an interesting comparison, though, but it's best left for a different episode. This scene really has nothing to do with anything, but it was too cute not to show.
Give us a kiss.
Why?
because I need it.
So they have Hooper over for dinner, and
Excuse me.
I just get a kick out of him. I really love all the main characters in this movie, but I'll go into that a little later.
You love sharks.
Yeah, I love them. I love them. When I was 12 years old, my father got me this boat, and I went fishing off of Cape Cod. And I hooked a scup, and as I was reeling it in, I hooked a 4.5-foot baby thresher shark who proceeded to eat my boat. He ate my oar hooks and my seat cushions. He turned an inboard into an outboard, scared me to death. And I swam back to shore. And when I was on the beach, I turned around and I actually saw my boat being taken apart. And ever since then, yes, I have been studying sharks.
Here's a lovely scene where we get to find out what the shark has eaten. Lots of fish, a tin can, and a license plate.
He didn't need a car, did he?
No. Tiger shark's like a garbage can. It'll eat anything. Someone probably threw that in a river.
But no people.
We gotta find him right now. He's a night feeder.
On the water?
Well, if we're looking for a shark, we're not gonna find him on the land.
Yeah, but I'm not drunk enough to go out in the boat.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
You can't do that.
Yes, you can.
So they go off to find the shark in the middle of the night, while drunk. Well, Brody is anyway.
But in Amity, one man can make a difference. In 25 years, there's never been a shooting or a murder in this town.
Long thing. You want a pretzel?
They find the boat of a fisherman that Brody knows, so Hooper goes underneath to check it out. I know it looks a little cheesy by today's standards, but I cannot tell you how badly that freaked me out when I was a kid.
When the beach is on the 4th of
So the next day they go to tell the mayor what they found, and you can imagine how that goes.
Pulled a tooth the size of a shot glass out of the wrecked hull of a boat out there, and it was the tooth of a great white.
But you don't have the tooth.
I don't think
one of you are familiar with our problems.
I think that I am familiar with the fact that you are going to ignore this particular problem until it swims up and bites you on the ass. Now wait a second,
He hit the nail on the head there. So the next day is the 4th of July, and everyone is on the beach, including Peter Benchley.
Clean air, clear water, and beautiful white sand beaches. But in recent days, a cloud has appeared on the horizon of this beautiful resort community. A cloud in the shape of a killer shark.
Uh-oh, is that a shark fin? People panic, kids get pushed off rafts, and old people nearly get trampled. But it was just a false alarm.
What's going on out there, guys? Get an answer, please. What's going on out there? Come in.
You made me do it! Shark!
But our shark takes advantage of the distraction and claims another victim. 2 if you include Brody's poor traumatized kid. This means war.
Sign it, Larry.
One more plea to the mayor and he finally gets his head out of his ass and stops being in denial long enough to agree to hire Quint to kill the shark.
Here's to swimming with bow-legged women.
And he has such a way with words.
Colorful, isn't it?
Here lies the body of Mary Lee. Died at the age of 103. For 15 years, she kept her virginity. Not a bad record for this vicinity.
Okay, this is where the fun starts. You've got Brody, the dedicated cop, Hooper, the snarky marine biologist, and Quint, the hard-as-nails shark hunter, all stuck together on the same boat. It sounds like a sitcom, but aside from the comedy, you also get some really good character development here. Although Quint and Hooper do spend a lot of time trying to one-up each other.
You go inside the cage. Cage goes in the water. You go in the water. Shark's in the water. Our shark.
Salsa shark. Man goes into cage, cage goes into salsa. Shark's into salsa. Our shark.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain.
You lose.
After a failed attempt with a really big fishing pole...
He's a smart, big fish. He's down under the boat. Keep it steady now. I got something very big. You get back on the bridge.
That doesn't prove a damn thing.
Well, it proves one thing, Mr. Hooper. It proves that you wealthy college boys don't have the education enough to admit when you're wrong.
What's the point? Hooks and lines.
Hooper! 12 minutes, south-southeast now, full throttle.
Aye, aye, sir. Arr, Jim boy, arr.
See what our new chief is at.
Slow ahead.
We get to see our first close-up view of the shark.
Some of this shit.
Wait for it.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Classic.
That's a 20-footer.
25. 3 tons on them.
Okay, as someone who's a bit of a geek when it comes to prehistoric animals, I have to point something out. In case you didn't know, Megalodon was the ancestor of the modern great white shark, except they think that it was 52 to 67 feet long. Look at the size of those jaws. As far as I know, the shark in Jaws is not meant to be Megalodon. As impressive as the shark is, it's really only about half the size Megalodon was. And also I did some digging and I couldn't find any connections between the story of Jaws and any prehistoric animals. I really think that the shark in Jaws was really just meant to be like a supersized great white. And if not, you can bet Hooper would have let us know.
Kill it, Quint. Kill it! Now! Shoot!
So anyway, the new plan is to harpoon the shark with a line attached to a flotation barrel, which is designed to prevent the shark from submerging and track it on the surface. Or not. So they spend the night on the sea, getting drunk and bonding over their scars. It's just such a guy thing to do.
Hey, Hoop, you want to feel something permanent? Knock on Olin, St. Paddy's Day, Boston.
I got that beat. Some moray eel. Fit right through my wetsuit.
Entered an arm wrestling contest in Loki Bar in San Francisco. You see this? Now I can't extend. You know why? Got the semi-final. Celebrating my third wife's demise. Big Chinese fella, he pulled me right up.
Look at that. It's a bull shark.
Unexposed.
Scraped me when I was taking samples.
I got something. That's the thresher. See that? Thresher's tail. You want a drink? Drink your leg?
I'll drink to your leg.
Okay, so we drink our legs.
Okay, see that?
You're wearing a sweater.
Right there. Mary Ellen Moffat. She broke my heart.
What's that one?
It's a tattoo. I got that removed.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Mother.
Quint gets pretty serious as he talks about his experience aboard the USS Indianapolis.
Japanese submarine slammed 2 torpedoes into our side, Chief.
Which is also a scar. Just
delivered the bomb. The Hiroshima bomb.
not the visible kind.
In 12 minutes. You know the thing about a shark? He's got lifeless eyes. Black eyes, like a doll's eyes. When he comes at you, doesn't seem to be living until he bites you. And those black eyes roll over white, and then The ocean turns red, and I'll come in and they rip you to pieces.
Just look at Hooper. You can tell he has a new respect for Quint. Or maybe it's pity.
So that was the time I was most frightened, waiting for my turn. So 1,100 men went in the war. 316 men come out. The Sharks took the rest June the 29th, 1945.
And I find it interesting how Quint smiled through almost the entire story.
We delivered the bomb.
You know how people say I have to keep laughing so I don't cry? I think it's a little like that. Either way, it's an interesting look into the motivation of this shark hunter. Then it gets uncomfortably quiet for a while.
Show me the way to go home.
And then the singing kicks in.
I'm tired and I want to go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago, and it just got right to my head. Wherever I'm here, on land or sea or foam, you can always...
Yeah, good luck getting that song out of your head. The fun is interrupted, though. It's interesting just how little you really see of the shark in this movie. A lot of times it's represented by just the haunting music, sometimes coupled with those bright yellow barrels. But it's so effective you barely notice the shark's absence.
There it is!
One more appearance from the shark and Brody freaks a little and decides to call for help.
Coast Guard, this is the Orca. Do you read me? Coast Guard, this is the Orca. Do you...
But Quint's having none of that. Crazy bastard.
Excuse me, Chief.
That's great! That's just great! Now where the hell are we, huh? You're certifiable, Quint, you know that? You're certifiable! You're certifiable!
Yeah, Quint is pretty obsessed with killing that shark. Kinda reminds you of some other story, doesn't it?
Oh, boys. I think he's come back for his noon feeding.
Hook me up another barrel!
So the shark is harpooned with another barrel. Once they catch up to him, they get him with a third harpoon. Then they tether him to the hull of the ship and try dragging him onto land.
Back home, we got a taxidermy man! He's gonna have a heart attack when he sees what I brought him!
But the shark overpowers the boat and drags them in the other direction.
Impossible! It's impossible! Trying to go under. Tell you can with 3 barrels on him, not with 3 he can.
The shark is like, watch me, bitch. And now the shark is chasing them towards land.
Have you ever had a great white dude?
No.
Until Quint pretty much pushes the engine to its limit and basically breaks it in the process. I do think that the other guys have grown on Quint, and I don't think he let them die on purpose, but I also think that in the end he cares more about killing the shark.
Stop it!
I like how the shark goes away for a bit afterwards. It's like it knew exactly what it was doing, and now that it's succeeded, it's just gonna chill for a bit. And this video is running a bit long, so I'm going to end part 1 before the spoilers kick in. See you in part 2. Go watch the movie if you haven't seen it yet. Hurry!